Hello folks, I am Ed Overstreet and welcome back to the Night Sky Imaging YouTube channel. I am picking up where I left off imaging the comet. I had initially decided that I was not going to take any more comet pictures, but it occurred to me that it won't be back for 50,000 years, so if I'm going to get any more, I better do it now. So with that being said, let's head over to the observatory and check it out. All right, we are out and about, and I am already imaging. This is, I think, about the 5th frame that I've taken. I was going to wait till later to go live because we're we're within 40 minutes of crossing the meridian. And so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and get some images in during this 40-minute period. We'll flip and we'll start a whole new sequence after that. Let me get some things set up here real quick, though. We got echo. That's why I wear these headphones. Okay. So we're early, and which is fine. So anybody stumbles on the YouTube channel or Facebook between now and then, I have to tell you, when I put the thumbnail up about the movie or about this video, I had imaging or live from my backward. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was thinking, I don't know, but live from my backyard's what it should have said. So I fixed it. But here we go. This is the Comet C023 E3 ZW or ZFT. That's C for Comet, 2023 for the year, E3 ZTF. And it has to do with the person who first located it or found it, discovered it, which is pretty cool. And very cool. So let's enjoy it. We're having that problem again tonight. Hope we fix it. It's going to probably do it again. Yep. I want to check something else out. The other night I took some images of the comet and I made a little movie, and I haven't played it yet. So this is it. It should start in a minute. This will be a time lapse. And I'm also working on just a single image of the come on, let's go. Did I pick up the right thing? Let's try it again. Yeah, that should be it. Well, I'm having problems on this computer. We'll come back to it. Well, in process, let's just go ahead and bring up I'll just go ahead and reboot this computer, and we'll head back over to our live imaging session. Yeah. We could see how much it's moved. I'll flip back an image, and another, and another, and another. Let's go back again. So let's add another 7 or 8 frames to that session. Let's go back and see if that other computer is working. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just go move it. All right. Probably a good thing I did start early, just to fix some of this stuff that's going on. want to open up this drive and my goodness, this is a large GIF file. So this is the comet from, did I image last night? Or was it Friday? It was Friday night. So this is the kind of a time lapse of the comet from Friday night. This is about 3 hours of the comet moving. Pretty cool. These were 30-second images, so there wasn't enough exposure time to get a stretch of the tail. I would have had to process each one of those images, and there's 150 of them individually. It would have taken forever, so I just put the registered images into a time lapse. So 2 nights ago, this is the comet working its way across the sky. Let's go back outside and we'll see a real-time image of the comet. And I'm taking longer exposures tonight, so hopefully. So far I've taken 9 of 15 images. May run this up to 20, 30 minutes, and that's about what time this transits, let's see, it transit at 8:38, so, and just in a few minutes, I'll have to flip the mount when that happens. Now I'm going to hang here with me. Playing on Safari app. There it goes. I want a meteor. And we're back imaging the comet. I'm using a different filter tonight. This is a time-lapse movie that I did of the comet scooting across the sky 2 nights ago. I just put the subs, I stretched the subs, just put them in a time lapse. I didn't process them. It would have taken, there's 150 subs in this time lapse. It would have taken too long to have processed each one separately to make a time lapse. But to get the effect of the comet moving through the star field is pretty cool. Now we'll go back outside and go back to live imaging, which is what we're doing now. Guiding's going pretty good. We're at 0.53 RMS. Yeah, well, that's good. We are imaging CO23 E3 ZTF. The comet, as it is moving away from us now, and it will eventually disappear into the cosmos, only to return 50,000 years from now. Crazy. This is, I think, the 14th image that I've taken so far. About 30 seconds left on this image, and I will back it up and show you how far the comet has moved in the last 30 minutes. Actually, about the last hour. Okay, this next one's going to download, and you should see the comet jump a little. There it went. So we're going to back it up. You can see it moving backwards because I'm scrolling through the frames I've taken so far. So it moves a pretty good distance in 3 minutes. I'm taking 180-second exposures, and so each one of these jumps is a 180-second sequence, and we'll go the other way. And then last night we had clouds. Friday night I also imaged the comet, and I'll show you if I can find it. This is a time lapse from 150 images that I took over a 3-hour period from Friday night. I took these with a different filter. The star field is not as rich as the star field that we're seeing tonight. That's from Friday night, so we'll go back out and check out tonight. These are live images coming to you from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Get a cup of coffee and join me. We're going to knock off a few more frames and then flip them out about 8:45. I went ahead and started imaging earlier. I started, initially I wasn't planning on going live until after the Comet completed its transit, just so I wouldn't have to fool with it during the imaging, because it's awfully close to transiting now. But I went ahead and went live, and we are, let me see, I've taken 16 images since I started, and I'm going to take 20. I may take a couple of more. I'll probably be able to get 25 in before the transit, but at any rate, that's what I've been doing. So if you're joining and you're wondering what I'm doing, I thought I'd go ahead and get started and kind of knock some of the wrinkles out before I started the after transit imaging session. Let me go outside just for a second. And the Comet is right here now. It's almost at the zenith. You could look straight up, just straight up, and you would see it. But here it is, and it's going to cross the meridian at, let's see what time, at 8:34. So in 14 minutes, 13 minutes, and 10 seconds. And I'll flip them out. You can tell from the telescope that we're close to the meridian because the mount is horizontal. The weights are at the same level as the telescope. So I'm going to flip the mount in about 20 minutes so that the telescope will be over here on this side and the weights will be on this side. Right now, the telescope is tracking, and if I didn't do that, this telescope would bang into this steel pier that it's mounted on. So we'll be flipping. In a few minutes. In the meantime, we're going to take some more images. Also, from 2 nights ago, let me find Safari. From 2 nights ago, I did a time lapse of the comet streaking across the sky. And here it is. What you're looking at now is not a live view. I am imaging live, but this is a time lapse that I took Friday night, and that is on the YouTube channel. And I just put the subs into a GIF file. So this is a time lapse of there went a meteor. That might have been a satellite. This is, I compiled 150 images into this movie GIF file. Kind of cool to watch it streak across the sky. And so we'll go back out to the real live imaging session. The difference between tonight and Friday night is Friday night I took 10 seconds, 30 second, and 45 second exposures. Tonight I'm taking 180 second exposures with an L Pro filter. And one of the reasons is that I wasn't really happy at all with the results. I'll bring up, let's see. This is one of my common images from Friday night, and I really want to get more of the tail in it, so for that reason I just opted not to take short exposures, so I'm going after long exposures. So I've taken 18 exposures so far. At 180 seconds. I've already taken my flats. I took those earlier this afternoon. So this is a live view of the most recent image coming in, and I'm getting ready to download the 20th image. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Watch the comet jump when it downloads. There it went. I'm going to go back and look through the images that I've taken so far tonight, and you can see the comet move backwards. That's how far it's moving every 180 seconds. Since the exposures are 3 minutes long, that's how much distance this quick moving comet is boogieing on down the cosmos. And then from last night, here is a 2 nights ago, I did a time lapse, and this is 150 images put into a time lapse movie from Friday night. And there was a meteor that just went flying through from 2 nights ago. Hey Frankie, glad you're watching. So you're looking at Friday night's Comet. Same comet, it's just a time-lapse movie of 3 hours of movement. And then we'll go back outside to real time. And these are real-time images of the comet coming in right now. Here is I processed about 10 images into we find it. Is this it? No. Let me bring this up. And this is one of the images of the comet up close that I took 2 nights ago, and I stacked. I forgot how many I stacked together. I did that yesterday morning. I would imagine I stacked about 30 or 40 30-second images together. So this is a picture of the comet from a stacked set of images, and then this is a time lapse of the comet, and you can see the comet moving. These are 30-second pictures, and there's 150 of them, and so every 30 seconds I'm taking a picture and it shows the movement. Slow, but you can see it's moving across the sky. So this is all from Friday night. Put you up there, Frankie. And now we're back outside. And this is real-time imaging going on right now. Hello, Lynn and Norman. Welcome. Get a cup of coffee and watch the comet. As I am taking images, I'm going to go activate my outside camera, and this is the telescope that's doing all the work right now. Underneath this towel is a laptop, and I'm connected inside my home on my big desktop. My big Mac is what I'm looking at now, but it's connected to this laptop by Wi-Fi, and I'm able to control the telescope from here. And you're looking at the back of my home, and you're looking at a street light between my neighbor's home and our home that I say dirty words about on occasion, but it's okay. It's for safety. They're needed. But I'm going to have to flip them out in a few minutes, which means that I'm going to have to move the telescope over where the weights are and the weights over where the telescope is, because right now the telescope is tracking from left to right, and if it continues, this part, the lower part's going to bang into this steel pier. So this is called a meridian flip. So when the comet, which is right now, it's crossing the meridian right now. So this is C202. It's actually 2023. No, it's not. It's CO22E3 ZTF. It's just crossed the meridian. So I'm going to wait a few minutes and make sure it's cleared really well, and then I'm going to go ahead and flip the mount. And you can see that happen because I'm going to put the surveillance camera on it outside, and you can watch it do its thing, hopefully. One thing that I'm going to need to do though is write down these coordinates for right ascension and declination. And so this is the current address of the comet in the sky, and if I have those dimensions, then I can move the telescope precisely to that address. So that's 05, 08, and 1.96 seconds. And declination is 46 degrees, 12 minutes, and 50.5 seconds. So let's go ahead and stop imaging at the end of this image, which has 52 seconds left. I'll go ahead and pause it, but I want it to finish this image. So when it's finished, it will pause. And then I will park the telescope in its home position. And then I'll enter those right ascension and declination coordinates, and I'll slew back to the comet now that it's crossed the meridian. And we'll start this second phase in event 2, where I will image 60 images for 180 seconds each. We're going to have 22 here. So we have paused, and what we want to do now, I want to stop and I want to enter these coordinates, which is 05, 08, 1.96. 1.96, and then 46.12 instead of 33. That's how far it's moved. 12, 50.5. 50.5. All right. Now we need to stop guiding. So I'll put the brakes on, and we'll stop that. And we're going to go back to our software, bring up my hand controller, and lost part of it. And I'm going to select park the telescope. And now we're going to go outside, and you're going to see the telescope move to its home position. And all of this I'm able to do from inside my home. Now, it doesn't always go smoothly. My wife, who is downstairs probably watching television, has on many occasions seen me run down from my bonus room out the door and come out here to try to keep something bad from happening. All right, we've parked the telescope. Now I have to unpark it. It says parked, so I want to unpark it. And we're going to go back to our new address that I've entered, and we're going to slew to that address. So we're off and running. Let's go back outside and watch it. It's okay now. It's flipping. The weights will be on the right side. So this is called east shooting west. It was west shooting east. So now we're on the west side of the meridian. And we're almost straight up. It doesn't look like it from the angle, but trust me, we're right at the zenith. And so we're going to center, and this is going to fine-tune our location. This is called plate solving. It's going to tell me how many pixels I'm off. Taking a picture of the sky, it's comparing it with a database, and it's sending corrections. It just made a move. 417 pixels off in right ascension, and I'm 131 pixels off in declination. So that's a failure. I've set the script to post a success when we're just 50 pixels off total. So when I'm within 50 pixels of being centered, I'll stop the process, or it'll stop automatically. And we have a success. We're now 7 pixels off in right ascension and 10 pixels off in declination. And there it is, right in the center of my field of view. But I don't want it there because the comet's going to be tracking now this way since we flipped. Prior to the flip, it was tracking this way. So I want to bring my hand controller up, and I don't know which way to move it, so I'm just going to have to kind of figure this one out on the fly. So I'm going to go down here to frame and focus, and I'm going to take a 5-second image. But first, I want the comet to be about right here. No, about right here. This is where I want to move it to. So I'm going to, let's try going west. So I'm moving it west. Now I'm going to take a picture and let's see which way it actually moved. Up, it moved. Okay, so west is down and to the left. Well, we don't want that. So actually it's not so bad. So let's try south. And we moved it south, and let's see, it's probably going to go up. Yeah. All right, so we now know we need to move north. And so we're going to move north a bunch. So let's just hold north down. Let's give it a couple good pulses. And let's see where it is now. And it should be probably right here. I'm guessing. I have no idea where it's going to be. Some more. So we need to go a little more north. Let's take another picture. Did it take one? Let's do it again. I think it took one. All right, let's go a little more. Not much. And that's going to be it. Let's see where it is. All right, that's great. All right, now let's start guiding back up. I'm going to clear this out. We'll activate the camera on the guide scope. We'll find the star field to guide on and we'll start guiding. So it's locked into a guide star and I am now guiding. And so the purpose of this telescope that rides on top of the main telescope is to send corrections to the mount to keep it pixel on pixel. So it's making guide corrections so that I don't have blurry images. That's what its job and its only job is. So now that we're back guiding, we can start imaging again. We're going to uncheck that event. We're going to start this event and let's begin. It's already started taking 177 second, 175, so it's counting down from 180 seconds. And we're off and running. Hey, Bill. Bill Farnsworth is a member of the Spartanburg Photography Guild and an accomplished photographer. He does a lot of landscape photography and he gets outside with some of the guild folks taking Milky Way pictures. Sandra Barnett. Sandra, I need a haircut. How are you doing, my dear? If you need a good haircut or if you need someone to, you're a lady and you want somebody to take care of your hair, Sandra Barnett's the gal to go to. Yeah, I'm imaging the comet right now. So this is, I was just framing this image, but right now I've got 80 seconds left on this image and it will come in. And when it comes in, you're going to see the comet jump because it's moving a good bit every 180 seconds. The comet jumps. So we're down to 56 seconds, Nate, and it's right at the northern meridian, Nate. If you're going to look for it, then you need to go outside, look for Polaris, which is the North Star, and depending on where you're located, if you're in the southeast, it's going to be in the 35-degree range, 35-degree altitude, and then just look straight up, almost overhead, and you'll need some binoculars. But the comet is almost at the zenith, which is straight up. But if you stand north and start looking straight up with binoculars, you've got a real good chance to see it, because it's still very bright in the sky through binoculars. Okay, this is our first image. I'll go. We're taking our second image, and I forgot to prepare you for the jump. But I'll show you what I did from, yeah, your camera has a better opportunity of seeing the comet than your eyes do. So if you have a tripod, and then put your tripod facing north, your front tripod leg facing north, and then just take your camera back to almost straight up. Set your ISO to about, say, if you could set your ISO to 800 on your camera. I'm not familiar with your P1000. Although I am a Nikon camera user, I'm not familiar with that camera. And then I would take about a 30-second exposure. It's a ISO 800. I wouldn't take anything longer, and you should get a nice smudge like this. Yeah, set it at 800 and try a 30-second exposure, and report back, because I'm sure you'll get it. Let me know how it goes. I'll show you what I did Friday night. Let me hang on a minute. Let me see if I can find what I did Friday night. Oh, this is a time lapse. And no, wrong one. Let's do it this way. Let me bring up Safari. Okay, this is a time lapse from Friday night of the Comet. I compiled 150 images into a movie, and each image is it's a 30-second exposure, so every 30 seconds I took a picture. And so you're seeing those pictures in movie form. And so here it goes again. It starts all over again once it makes its trip. But here's the Comet from Friday night. And I'm going to do the same thing with these images, is make a time lapse. There went a meteor. And also, I have a picture of, let me go to desktop, Ecom assets, YouTube thumbnails, and this is just a picture of the Comet taken from Friday night, and it's a stack of about 30 images. So that's what I got from Friday. Now the tail you may not even be able to see the tail. The tail actually splits, and you can't see that. So what I realized from Friday night, and one reason why I'm imaging again tonight, was that the 45-second exposures and the 30-second exposures weren't long enough. I thought they would be, because I'm using a very fast optic, the Rasa f2 telescope, but it wasn't fast enough. I mean, it was too fast. No, the exposures weren't long enough. It's a very fast telescope, but at 45 seconds it wasn't fast enough. So we're going to do this. Hopefully I'll be able to see the split in the tail and a longer tail as well. But this is just ionized. This is just ionized material that's being illuminated by the sun, and just a big ball of ice making its trip around the sun. It's already made the trip. It's heading back out now, and it'll be back in 50,000 years. And if I'm still here, we'll come back and we'll do it again 50,000 years from now. That'll be the plan. So now we're back outside, and this is real live imaging time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll back to the last image I took and watch the comet jump. Come on. So I'll make a liar. There it went. So, well, just downloaded no, that was from the last time. That was before the flip. So some of those images are for before the flip. So you can see the comet moving, and in 12 seconds we'll download another image, and just keep your eye on the comet, and as soon as it downloads it'll jump, which indicates it's moving. The stars won't move, but the comet will. Here it goes. Come on. Come on. That's already done it. Thank you, Nate. I'll go back. I didn't see it jump. I was reading the message. There it went. There was the jump. I'm going back and forth from one image to the other. And so we're waiting on another image. I go check my guiding. We're at 0.86. It's not so bad. We just downloaded another image. We'll go outside and all is well out there. Boy, was not today a pretty day in the upstate of South Carolina. It wasn't clear enough to so that I could image the sun, but it was really nice. Hello Diane, glad you're watching. You're looking at a live view of the comet. I'm imaging one right after the other. I'm taking 3-minute images, and I've got 80 seconds left on this image. But if you keep your eye on the comet, I'll scroll back to the last image I took and you can see it jump. And then the image before that, and the image before that. So the comet is moving really quickly. This is about as I remember when Neil Wise and Leonard and when we were imaging those comets, and I don't remember moving this fast. And I know they were as close, maybe even closer. But I took pictures Friday night and imaged Friday night, and this is a time lapse from Friday night. It's a movie that I put together of 150 images, and you can see the comet as it scoots through the sky. The comet's moving, the star field isn't. The telescope is tracking on the stars at the sidereal rate, but the comet is moving at its own pace. There went a satellite. And we'll go back outside. Oh, I'll also show you a picture if it's still up. Nope, wrong screen. What do I do with it? Here it is. This is a picture of the one of the pictures I took of the comet from 3 nights ago, but I did not expose it well, and so you can't see the tail the way I had hoped to see it. And I've got another view of it that I think was a little better view of the test. Stretched this a little more, and also ran some noise reduction algorithms across but what I'm hoping to get today, I'm hoping that I get, or tonight, these were 30-second exposures. I'm taking 3-minute exposures now. So I'm hoping that I can light this tail up, because it's twice as long as this. And it splits into 2 parts, and I only have 1 part. So I clearly made a bad choice when I decided. I actually imaged it 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and 45 seconds. And I only took 43 or 44 or 45 seconds. I took 150 30-second images. That's why I went ahead and put these into a time-lapse video. So you don't see any tail here. This is just the comet core. It started all over again. So this is a time-lapse video of the comet from Friday night. And I'll do that again with these There went a meteor. That was a meteor. That wasn't a satellite that went through there then. So let's go back out. Tell you what I'm going to have to do though. I can already tell that the temperature's dropping outside, and it's 45 degrees, so it's already dropped about 12 degrees. And when it does that, my telescope tube cools off, as well as the glass, and so I need to refocus, and because I'm losing some sharp stars. So what I'm going to do is pause this at the end of this 155 second. We got 150 seconds left, so I'm going to go ahead and click on pause, and it's going to pause once it finishes this frame. I'm not going to abort it. I'm just going to pause it, and then I'll run a focusing program that will refocus everything. I have electronic focusers on the telescope, and all telescopes that I use, you can't see it, and this one's covered up, but at the back of this is an electronic focuser, and it adjusts the focusing mechanisms for me, so I don't have to go outside and fiddle in the cold, nor do I have to fiddle with mosquitoes in the heat, the humidity in the summer, or the July hot nights. I can do that from inside, which is nice and convenient. So we got 90 seconds left, and then I'll run the focusing routine. And you are looking at CO22 E3 ZTF, which is already on February the 3rd, or the 4th, 3rd I think it was it reached as close to Earth as it's going to reach. It's now moving away from us. It's in an elliptical orbit around the sun, and it is a huge ellipsis. So it's taken off in the other direction now, and this will soon be history, unless you're here 50,000 years from now, and then it's going to be back again. I wasn't planning on imaging this. I hate to waste clear sky nights on comets. As a rule, I'd rather image deep space phenomena, nebula, and galaxies and things, and go search those out. But this is once every 50,000 years, so okay, I think it paused, I think it finished. It did, so let's go ahead and run the autofocus and hope it works. And I say hope it works. Sometimes we get a fail. Most of the time it does well. What this software does, it initially defocuses the telescope by racking the focuser back, and then it takes a picture. Then it starts racking the focuser inward. It takes another picture, and that's what we're seeing, the pictures. And on this vertical axis, we have the half flux radius of each star, the measurement. The smaller, the better. And so as it's racking the focuser back in, the stars are getting smaller. So right now, they're less than 3. So it's telling me that my focus position of 23,693 is the best place to be with 100% quality. and with a half flux radius of 2.1. Now it's at 98%. So now it's going to rack the focus inward and defocus. And so it's going to start defocusing again, but in the other direction. And it failed, so it's going to do it again. And so it's going to rack the focuser inward, and where those two lines intersect, that will be the focus point, and it will set the focuser to that point. Right now, I'm not sure what the starting position was. I didn't look. But that's what's going on. So while it's running the focus routine, I'm going to show you that just joined on YouTube or on Facebook. I'm simulcasting to both. This is a time-lapse movie of the same comet taken Friday night. It was closer then. Each exposure was each exposure was 30 seconds, and I took 150 of those, and I put those into a time-lapse movie. It's a GIF file, and it's scooting across the sky. It just blows my mind. I stay so puzzled at what's out there. If I had my life to live over again, I would image every square arc second of the night sky just to see what's out there. And then as soon as I finished up the northern hemisphere, which I probably never would, I'd head to, provided Mimi would go with me, to Australia, to the southern hemisphere, or Chile, someplace safe, and start imaging the sky from the southern hemisphere, because there are a lot of targets that we will never see here above the equator. Hello, YT, welcome back. YT Baldwin from, yeah, I got a meteor screaming through there. So this is the comet from Friday night you're looking at, and I processed one picture. It turned out, here's another meteor. It turned out okay. It didn't turn out great. So I found out that my exposures were far too short at 45 seconds and 30 seconds. So I'm taking 3-minute exposures tonight on the RASA. So I'm hoping that does better. But I'll show you if I can bring it back up again. Where'd it go? Okay, this is it. And this is the exposure. I think this is, I think I took about 25, 45 second or 30-second images and stacked those in PixInsight. In that neighborhood. I did that Saturday morning, and I honestly don't remember how many I pulled in for that, but it didn't matter. I don't think it mattered. I've got just a little visibility of the tail. This tail is split into two parts, and you can't see that. So hopefully tonight we'll be able to see that. All right, we've completed the autofocus. It's reset everything to 23,660 with 100% estimation. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start the imaging session back up again. We're going to resume, and we're taking another. It's resetting, settling down after the guider starts back. Thank you. I hope to get a real good image of the comet with these 3-minute exposures. I've got a lot of pixels in this camera, so I'll be able to do a real close crop like I did with the picture you just saw. I really cropped into it. It's about a 200% crop. Okay, we're counting now. We're on our first images since we refocused, and I'll probably have to refocus again. The temperature's 45 degrees, and when it gets down to 40, I'll refocus again because I'll lose focus. I lose some focus with about every 2-degree temperature change. And so we'll go ahead and put this up. We'll go back to our actual images of our comet. So here's our comet. Take note of these stars because the next picture, when it downloads, the stars will be tighter, sharper looking. I don't know how it looks on Facebook or YouTube, but I'll be able to notice a difference. Welcome, Scott. Glad you're watching. Diane Hughes Earl is watching, and she always likes my pictures I put on Facebook, and I sure appreciate that. Anybody that likes my pictures, they're my friend. Hello, Jerry. Glad you're watching. These are live pictures of the comet that I'm taking right now that you're watching. This picture has 45 seconds left in the exposure, and we'll have a new picture, and it should be sharper because these stars are defocused. You're more than welcome, Scott. Glad you're watching. I just put your name out there, Scott. Four seconds left. 3. I'm down here. 1 second. So it's going to download, and the comet should jump a little. There it went. So you can see how far the comet is jumping from exposure to exposure. I'm going to go back. I'm going to scroll back. I'm up here, and I'm going to arrow back to the last picture and watch the comet move. Go on. There it went. That's how far it travels in 3 minutes. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. So you can see the comet's really making some ground. And so over the next 2 hours and 35 minutes, which is how long I intend to expose the comet, I'm going to take a total of 60 180-second long pictures. I've taken 8 so far. And that's on the west side of the meridian. I started actually earlier tonight than I thought I would start. And I started when the comet was about 20 degrees away from the meridian, and I took 22 pictures on the east side of the meridian. So right now I'm on the west side of the meridian, and this is the telescope that's doing all the hard work. This is it's called a RASA. It's a light gathering machine, and it's extremely fast. For you photographers, it has an f2 lens. Well, actually it doesn't have a lens, but the focal ratio is f2. It's 400 millimeters at f2, so it's extremely fast. And by fast, we can take short exposures and get a lot of light. So you don't have to take long exposures, although I've chosen to take long exposures primarily because I want to get the tail on this comet, which I failed to get with my shorter exposures. In fact, this time-lapse movie that I did, these are 30-second exposures, so you can see the core. And this image that I took last Friday night, these are all from Friday night here, but this image was a 45-second long, and it was a stack, I think, of around 20-25 images that I stacked and processed. And so, but you don't see much of the tail, just a faint, you can faintly make this out, and this tail is actually split into two ionized trails, and so and here's some ionization going on out here as well. But this glob of ice is heated up by the sun and illuminated by the sun, called the Green Comet. I guess you can see why. And we can go back outside. Those pictures were from Friday night. This is live from tonight. Okay, I'm going to take that away so we can see the sky. And I'm going to get some coffee. Hang on a minute and I'll get that out of the... And we'll go back. All right. I am going to head out and get some coffee, and I'll be right back. It's called a fluid management run. Okay, I am close to being back. All tangled up in my own wires. All right. Yeah, these stars are a lot sharper. They are. I can't play this background noise too long. It'll put me to sleep. This is why I had to have this, I don't know. But this is the sound inside a nuclear submarine. So I ask you, if you had to work on a nuclear submarine, how in the world would you stay awake? That is so, that's that white noise that just would put me away. Anyhow, something weird. You are watching the live imaging session of Comet C022 E3 ZTF as it starts moving away from us. It's in an elliptical orbit around the sun. It's passed very close to Earth, and that's why we're able to see it so well. But now it's still moving towards the sun in the ellipsis, but it's going to be a faint, star-like looking comet in the next 3 or 4 weeks. But there'll be more comets. There always are. I keep going back because we have new people signing on. From Friday night, this past Friday night, I imaged, and I was also live when I imaged. And this happens to be a time lapse of 150 30-second images that I took that night. And I also took some 45-second images, and I used between 20 and 25. I blinked through the files and I picked the best frames. I just don't remember how many I picked, and I'm going to guess between 20 and 25. And this was as good as I could do, as good as I could get. And the problem with this image, the core's fine, the color's fine, the ionization around it, that's good, but the exposures weren't long enough to expose for the tail And I see the tails kind of faint, but there's two tails coming off of this, or actually one tail starts splitting, and I've lost that. So I'm not taking short exposures tonight. I'm taking 3-minute exposures, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to put a picture up with a decent tail. Since I'm investing all of this time in it, I'll be real frustrated in the event I cannot. So I'll sure work on it. And now we're back to the live imaging session, and we have 39 seconds, 38 left. I have taken 13 so far on the west side of the meridian, and my plan, I think I have 60 scheduled, 60 images. Let's see. I've got 2 hours and 20 minutes of imaging left, a total of 60 images. Let me see how much time I actually have left tonight. I'll bring this up. So that's not going to help. So we're right here. I started right here, and so we've imaged to the transit. Now we're on the west side, and each vertical line represents 1 hour of time. So I have 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. I have about 4 hours left. And counting the focusing runs I will have, probably 3 hours I can count on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase my numbers and watch this time until I get to 3 hours. I'm going to take, okay, that's 3 hours and 7 minutes. So I'll take 75 images. And that will be right at 3 hours. So 75 images should make a nice time lapse. And it will be about a 3 hour and 30-minute time lapse. So this thing's going to cover a lot of territory. As a matter of fact, when it's all said and done, I'm going to guess, I don't know, but I'm going to guess the comet will be up here. Because see how I'm going to flip back to the last frame. I keep going backwards. 18 frames. I'm going to go back to, let's see. I'm looking at the count here. 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is where I started on this side of the meridian. So, wow. It's moved from here to here. I don't think I can get 3 hours in. I think it's going to run out of the frame. So I may have to stay with this. Jose, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the comet from Brazil, and it's because there are things in Brazil I can't see from here. You're in the southern hemisphere. I really don't know, but there's a free planetarium program called Stellarium. I'll write it out. And if you search Stellarium Google it. You can download this, and it has the Comet. Just search for the Comet C2022. You have to put in your location first so that it'll know where you are, and then you can search for the Comet C022 E3 ZTF. And if you forget it, it's right up here at the top of my where you see these file names. By the way, I typed in today's date. See, it's actually 2022, not 2023. E3 ZTF. So this is what you want to search for. So this is what you're looking for. And everybody that is fascinated by the night sky needs to download Stellarium. This is what the program looks like. It's a great planetarium software for computers. This is for your computer now. And this is south. Let's watch it not work. Come on. All right. Let's go. Let's scroll over to the north. And let's go up here. Let me go over here to the left here, and we want to search for, that's what we want. All right. So nah, come on. Wrong. That's right. Yeah. There's your comment. So you just need to type in where you are and download this software, and let me it's just across the meridian, and it's just right here. So right near Capella, the star Capella. And guys, if you'll go outside, Capella is a very, very bright star in the north, almost straight up. If you go outside, you're going to have to break your neck looking up. Face the north and look up. And right next to Capella, if you have some binoculars, you're going to see if you want to locate it, you're going to see the comet. You can see it with binoculars, by the way. So, good to know. Okay, back to and there's my telescope. I usually run 2 telescopes at one time, but I've got solar equipment on this one, so I didn't feel like taking the solar equipment off and putting the other gear on. It's a lot of work to switch telescopes because of the wiring connections and things. I do it all the time, but the sun is so active right now that I'm trying to image it every time I have some clouds, a break in the clouds. I try to image the sun. It's wicked active right now. As a matter of fact, Let's go to, hang on a minute. Let's go to the sun here. Let me show you something. Here's a 2-minute-old picture of the sun from Australia. And just look at the mess on this thing. We've got all around the rim, you can see solar flares, and then this huge filament, almost a third, going across a third of the sun. These are solar flares, just like these, except these are aimed in our direction. And so isn't that amazing? So every chance I have, I'm trying to image this. This is the plasma on the sun, and though you can't see it move, you can if you do a time lapse. So I do time lapses of the sun just to see the activity on the surface and on the rim. It's fascinating stuff. So that's why I've got this solar telescope up right now. It's because we're in the solar maximum, and that's a good thing. So we're back to live imaging the comet, and this is the comet. It's moving from here, and it's eventually going to move out of my frame. So that's just the way it is. Oh, Jose, oh man, I don't speak Spanish either. No hablo español. Un poquito. No hablo español. So sorry. This is the best I'll be able to do. And here is the comet from Friday. It's a time lapse. 150 images that were 30 seconds long. And it restarts after it makes its track. It is apparent that there went a meteor, that the comet is covering more real estate now than it was Friday. It was closer to us Friday, significantly closer to us. But this is 150 30-second images, so let's see how much time. We're talking about 75 minutes. So this is 75, more like not an hour and a half. This is about an hour and a half of movement. That's about right. No, that's about the same speed. So if we go back out, yeah, that's about right. So the speed is essentially the same. I'm going to mute myself for a few minutes because I'm going to eat a root beer candy, and you don't want to hear it. I'm back. I've been fighting a head cold, sinus infection that went into bronchitis, and I'm much better thanks to antibiotics. But my wife, Mimi, has caught it. I don't think she's going to get bronchitis. And I've got a friend who's a fellow astro imager in Anderson, and I just saw a message flash up on Discord that he's got COVID. So that's a bummer. Funny story. When I decided I was going to image live again tonight, the Comet, I created a thumbnail so I could make notifications for anybody on Facebook or YouTube who might want to watch. And at the bottom, I said, join me in my backward instead of backyard. So join me in my backward. Yeah, I think that's what I said. Well, I didn't pay any attention to it. My wife caught it. Of all of the people to catch it, she caught it. Got a good laugh. I changed it. But live from my backward. A little bit of trivia. And we'll go back and look at the time lapse of the comet that I did from this past Friday night when it was very, very, very close. It may have already happened, but you're going to see a meteor green through here in a minute. It may have already happened. That's a satellite you just saw on the left. But these meteors have to be Leonids, Leonids, Leonids meteors. Because there were several that happened that night. parts all over. So it's going to recycle. There it went. So that was the meteor I was telling you about. And then this is the let's see. And this was the stack. It's upside down now. Jose, I don't think you can see it from Brazil. You're in the southern hemisphere. You need to be in the northern hemisphere. I don't know for sure, but I doubt that you can see it. I don't know why you couldn't though, because it's straight up. I don't know. I don't know how to help you. Okay, we're going to go back out to live. I need somebody to Google, can you see the comet from Brazil for me? And then if you're on YouTube, this is a YouTube post. And so use translator to let Jose know. He wants to see it so bad. I wish I could help him. So far we've taken 20 images since we flipped the mount, and so 21. So everything's moving according to plan. And this is the telescope. Let me turn the light off. The infrared light that lights up my backyard. And then I'll take my surveillance camera. Let's check the sky out. There's the moon. I was afraid we were... There's the light from the moon. Up, 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 up. It's washing out the sky. I'm in the north. You can still see stars, but the moon's going to mess with my images. But I do have the L Pro filter on, which works very good to block out light pollution and Here's part of the Big Dipper. Here, doot, 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 doot. Oh. And there's that blasted moon. And we can go back, turn the infrared light back on, turn that out, and so I can see what's going on. Okay. Jose de Rebamar. Braga Barroso. Jose Barroso. How'd I do? Me llamo Eduardo sobre la calle. And that's the telescope that's doing all the damage. And this, here are the live images coming in every 3 minutes. They're 180-second long images. And well, that's one reason why we have more stars in our star field, because I was taking 10 seconds, 30-second, and 45-second images on Friday night. ¿Cómo está, Jose? I need both of my sons speak Spanish very well. I need them up here. To interpret for me. Let's do about a 50% zoom on this. 100%. I've zoomed in on this. a good bit. So it will really jump when this image is finished. Hey, Jackie. Jackie's joined us. Jackie Wyatt is another Facebook persona that always gives me a thumbs up on my pictures, which I appreciate. Diane and Jackie and a bunch of others. Okay, you see it jump? There's the last picture, and there's this picture. So I'm scrolling back through the pictures. You can see the movement. So it's really scooting across the sky. And we'll zoom back to a normal view. And if you've just joined, this is what I did Friday night. This is a time-lapse video of the comet moving across the star field. This is a total of 150 30-second long images that I put together and made a GIF movie file. But it clearly shows everything but the tail. There went a satellite, and then this is a stack. This is a stack of images that I took. You can very, very, very faintly see the tail. These are this ionization here and here. It's just, this is visible, but this ionization that makes up the tail, I lost it because the exposures I took too short. The exposures were too short at 30 seconds, and So tonight I'm taking 3-minute exposures, so that will not be the reason. If I do not get the tail, it won't be because of my exposure times. So I have about 300 images that I've taken 10 seconds, 45 seconds, 30 seconds, and I still can't get the tail, stacking 20, 25 of them together. So with these images I'm taking tonight, if I can't put the tail together then I just can't do it. I just won't be able to do it. And that's the way it is. So we'll go back out to, hang a minute, I'm going to move something around here. How do I do this? You're going to lose me for a minute. Okay. I can't figure out what has gotten in front of my image. Huh. Oh, I know. There it is. Buenas noches, Jose. We have 25 images in the can. We're taking a total of 75. We have 25 already taken, and we're headed to 75. This is on the west side of the meridian. I took 22 earlier on the east side of the meridian before the moon came out. These are going to probably make a better image because the moon had not risen high enough to create havoc with my signal, I'm thinking. We'll find out. If just joining, we're imaging the comet, the green comet, CO22E3 ZTF, as it screams through the sky. This is a time lapse that I did from Friday night. 150 images I put together in a video. Yes, I'm live, Ken. This is a single pic. Well, this is a stack of 30 pictures, 20 pictures, 25 pictures. I don't remember how many I put together, but you can hardly see the tail, but it's there. And I hope with this is a 30-second exposure or a stack of 30-second. And so, hello, Ken. By the way, Ken, I started watching the Mayans earlier and cut it off so I could go live. At any rate, so this is what I took Friday night, or at least 20 to 25 stacked, and then this is the a time lapse of the comet as it's moving across the sky. It's starting over. It starts all over again. You're going to see a meteor come screeching through here in a minute or a second. There it went. So those are 30-second long images taken with an f2 telescope at 400 millimeters, and I put them together in a GIF file. So it has the effect of a movie of the comet screaming across the sky. And I'm going to do the same thing. This is the telescope that's the f2 RASA that's doing all the heavy lifting. And so, and then this is the comet live images coming in. These are 3-minute exposures, and there's I'm down here at the bottom on this green line. There's 115 seconds left on this exposure. And so far, I've taken 22 images on the east side of the meridian, and I've got 27 in the can on the west side of the meridian, and I'm going to take a total of 75 before the night's over in the next 2 hours and 22 minutes, and then I'll stop. About 12:30, I'm done. But by then, this comet will be up here, and it started down here, so it's moving this way. Hey Pam, Tony. I understand you and Ken are on YouTube watching, or Facebook, I'm not sure which. I go back and forth on my phone between the two. Hey Mary Deller, good hearing from you. Mary's an old-time Spartanburg Photography Guild member and photographer. Ken's on YouTube. Says he's got it on a big screen TV. I'm going to, this is downloading now. You can see it jump. Oh, pretty cool. Ken just told me Scott Kelby is going to be a guest at the Spartanburg Photography Guild meeting. Scott Kelby is the king of Photoshop. He puts on the Photoshop World conventions, and I've been to 2 of those many years ago. But if you Google Scott Kelby, you'll see all kinds of training and tutorials that he does in Photoshop. I learned a good bit of Photoshop from Kelby training. Okay, I'm going to go up here to the back key, and I'm going to look at the last picture I took, and then I'm going to continue scrolling backwards, and you're going to see the comet move backwards. There it goes. Just keep your eye on the comet. And these are prior images. You're going to probably also notice that the sky gets a little darker the further back I go. I don't know if you can tell, but it's because the moon's becoming so high in the sky that it's creating a signal to noise issue, which is par for the course. No matter, I can still see the comet, and I think you can still see the comet, so we're blessed. But that's the comet screeching through the sky, 3 minutes at a time. Those are 180-second exposures, and now watch it jump when this next exposure loads, because we're down to 23 seconds. I'm down here counting what's left on this exposure. 18, 17, and as soon as this completes and downloads, this should jump to about here, which is 25, which is 29. Here, watch it jump. Bingo, which is 25. So from here to here is 25 3 minute, 33 minute. That's 90 minutes. That's an hour and a half. So an hour and a half it moved from here to here. So in the next, how much time do I have left? You're going to have to Google it, Ken. I'm not sure. I knew how far. Ken asked me how far away is the comet. I don't know. I knew how fast it was traveling too Friday night. I wrote that down, but I've thrown that away. It's garbage eve in Spartanburg, and we've emptied our trash, our big cans out front. Garbage eve is Sunday night in my neck of the woods. I don't know how far away it is. Google it and let me know. And of course, it's further away now than it was Friday night, because it's in the ellipsis, and it's traveling around the sun, and it's been alongside us, and now it's going away from us. 26 million miles away. So how fast is it going, Ken? So the light that's traveling, that's just hit my sensor, has been traveling for 26 million miles. So it's time to do some math. Light travels at 186,000 miles per second. Light goes around the Earth 7.5 times in one second. So if you're at the equator, which is about 22,300 miles, so if you're at the equator and you shine a beam of light, if it would travel around the Earth, it would travel around the Earth 7.5 times in 1 second. Okay, the comet is moving at 128,000 miles per hour. So Ken just told me the speed of the comet. So if you take I already forgot how far away it was now, but 186,000 miles per second into 28 million. Is 150 seconds. 26 million miles away. Okay, well, I'm off a little bit. So So 150 seconds. So it's taken about 2 minutes for the light. No, it's 93 million miles. Taken 10 minutes, 12 minutes for the light to get from at 26 million. Taken 12 minutes from the light to get to my camera. So yeah, that's it. 12 minutes, 12, 13 minutes, give or take. Hello, Joyce. Joyce is a Bluebell mom from years back. We've had some fun trips, haven't we, over the years? The Bluebells would go to Florida and compete at Disney World. Bluebells is a dance team that my wife was a director of at Dorman High School for a number of years, and I would drive the school bus. And anywhere from 24 to 30 some odd girls would go to Disney and SeaWorld and compete at the Nationals. Those were fun times many years ago. Yeah, 16. So we're looking at probably 16 minutes for the light to get here from. Yep. Fascinating. Hey, back to you, Mary. There must not be anything on television tonight for you guys to be looking at watching this. Now, there's not much on television any night, but oh me. Life is good. If you saw the balloon, raise your hand. I honestly did not know the balloon was flying over Spartanburg. It ended up getting shot down. My wires are all messed up here, so anyway, it ended up getting shot down off the coast at Myrtle Beach. But it was well into the evening before I found out that happened. My wife kept telling me, because she was looking at posts on Facebook, that oh, did it? Jackie just posted that there you go. Well, I tell you, if it had flown over my house, I'd been shooting it with my BB gun. A member of Roper Mountain Astronomy was telling me that, or put on our Discord page, that it flew over Chesney. Isn't that crazy? That's wild. Huh. Our whole world is just sideways. Upside down, sideways. I don't know. It's sacrilegious to talk politics when you're looking at the cosmos, so we just won't. Just count our blessings. You know, there's more stars in the observable universe than there are grains of sand on the whole planet Earth. And each one of these stars is a sun like our own, and they have orbiting their own planets. And whether there's life on it or not, there has to be planets or moons that are in that Goldilocks zone, making it possible for life to exist. When I was in high school, before they created synthetic elements, all of the elements in the periodic table, in fact, when I was in college, I don't think they had created any synthetic elements, but all the elements in the periodic table were then and still are the same elements that make up stars. No more or no less. Ken just sent me a message that they had detected synthetic light on a green zone exoplanet. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, Goldilocks zone exoplanet is what he means, not green zone. Yeah, I got you. Not starlight. Well, maybe it's a McDonald's. You know, they're expanding. Oh, maybe there's a McDonald's on one of those exoplanets. Huh. I wonder if the balloon had flown over my house, if I would have taken my laser and would have shined it at the balloon, I'd gotten in trouble. Haven't heard of anybody taking their lasers lately and trying to blind airline pilots. Not crazy. So we now know that the comet is 26 million miles away, that it takes 16, 17, 18 minutes for the light to get here. And it's traveling at 128,000 miles per hour. It's moving away from us, so we really don't see well, maybe we are seeing the effect, because it's as though, yeah, uh, it it will slow. It will appear to move slower uh, when it gets out from around us. I'd have to almost draw the sun, the earth, and where this thing is for you to understand that. But it's moving pretty quick. It has the appearance of moving through our star field very quickly. Okay, Jackie, good night. I've got to do the same thing. I got a dog back here. Juan's already been out, and I've got a dog back here behind me, Astro Dog, that's going to have to go out too. But we'll catch you guys later. Have a good night. Yep, the tail does point towards the sun. The ionized tail. So let's back this thing up. I'm using an Optilong IR UV cut filter to kind of fight the moon and light pollution, because I'm shooting north, which is over Spartanburg. Oop, there went an airplane. I'll just delete this one. Mark it as bad. And get rid of it. I could calibrate that out, but I'm not going to fool with it. I've got plenty of images to work with. Taken 33, we're going to take 75. We have 2 hours to go, so we'll 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. I'll be done around 1 o'clock. And if you're just joining, this is from Friday night. A time lapse of the comet. Each image was exposed for 30 seconds. I took 150 of the 30-second exposures, and I put them together in a GIF movie. And it's about 90 minutes long. Well, thank you, Mary. Very nice. she goes. And it's going to start all over again. And this is and another satellite. This is one of the images that I processed. From Friday night. Actually, the tail looks better on this image. I didn't think it did at first than the other one that I processed. I thought the tail looked a little, well, this is a tighter crop. Yeah, about the same. Okay, let's get back outside. Let's see what the telescopes are doing. The camera's turning on. And bingo. So this is I have a surveillance camera that I can control the direction of it, which is nice. It allows me to be inside and I can check the skies for clouds. Usually you see a good star field. Here goes an airplane. That is not the comet. Here's another airplane going the other way under the O for Relink. But the moon is so bright, it's just washing out the sky. So, and it has an effect on your imaging when it does that. This telescope's covered up. This is this has solar telescope on it for imaging the sun. And tomorrow morning at 9:40, there's going to be an ISS transit of the sun. So if there aren't any clouds out, I hope to be able to catch that. So I'll be getting up early to have this ready. As soon as the sun starts peeking over my home, I'll be imaging it. And at 9:40 or in that neighborhood, I'll check. You have to check right before the transit to get the exact time. The ISS will cross in front of it, and I'll be taking video of the sun, so hopefully I'll have it. That's the plan. Doesn't happen often that from my backyard I'll be able to see the transit. And when it does, I just cross my fingers for clear skies. And so we'll go back out to live imaging of the comet, which is moved from about right here to here. We just downloaded another image. We've taken 36. We're taking 75 in all, so we're halfway there. each of these single images, you really can't see anything resembling a tail, but it's going this way. I can faintly see it. And so the tail is kind of headed down in that direction. But by the time I stack 25 or 30 of these together, fingers crossed, I'll have a good tail. The tail. This has got to be Capella up here, this star. Right here. I'm guessing. Comet just downloaded another image. So let's see if we can figure that out. Yeah, here's the comet, here's Capella right here. Capella. So there we go. And that's it there. Got this triangle here. Right here. So this is the triangle, and that we're looking at right here. So that's Capella. This is our comet, and see what those two stars probably are. This is 2,000 or 2,720 AU away. So multiply that times 93 million, and that's how far away that star is. Capella, on the other hand, is, let's see, how far away is Capella? Capella is 93 times more luminous than our sun. It's a G8. We're a GV2 sun, GV2. At any rate, it's 42 light years away. So, if you could travel at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second, you could get there in 42 years. And there's Capella right here. Out here, we are at 37 images now, on our way to 75. They're 180 second long, 3 minute long exposures. Of CO22 E3 ZTF. Well, I'm going to continue imaging, but I am going to end the live streaming session because I'm going to go make a pot of coffee and take this dog that's staring at me out, and that's what I'm going to be doing next. Hope everybody has a great week. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the Comet on the Night Sky Imaging YouTube channel or on Facebook. And look for notifications when I go live again. I'll be imaging something. Might as well image the moon because it's going to be around for a couple of days. And the next clear sky night, I just might do a little of that. So I'll catch you later. Have a great week.